All right, welcome back to the Wholesome Financials Podcast. My name is Austin.
Susie.
All right, and today we're talking about Navy Federal. Navy Federal, particularly their Go Biz business card.
Let's do it.
This thing's been popular, man. People keep talking about, Navy Federal itself has always been a hot topic. Like, people love it. People have been running through Navy Federal.
Man.
None of y'all in the Navy. but it's, they've been giving out limits. And so we wanted to make sure we came in and we talked, we shared our points on this business credit card. Some of the specs, go over some of the specs with you, give you our comments on it. But then also, from a funding standpoint, if you're trying to fund your business, if you're looking for working capital, we'll give you our recommendation about, is this card for you? Yeah. And so we'll save that to the end.
So stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you if I like this card or not, and if it's actually worth your time.
Sounds good. And then at the end, we always at the end of the episode have like this podcast conversation question. So this will be good. So let's start off. So Navy Federal Go Biz credit card, right? A lot of people think this card should be in your arsenal, and so we're gonna go over some of the specs as to why. So starting off, what are some of the limits of this card?
Yeah, you can expect anywhere from like 15 top, low end tops 25.
Okay, 15 to 25K. And we've seen that you can even get higher if you add some documentation to it, right?
Yeah, so like that's without docs, right? Like, yes. Obviously your articles and your EIN. But if you had financials, bank statements, and or taxes from the previous year, and you're making good money in your business, you could show that and potentially get more than 25.
Yeah. Now be careful. If you broke and you're not doing too well, this could shoot you in the foot.
Yeah.
They're just not giving away to anybody with docs. But then also, obviously, you may or may not know this, you have to actually get into Navy Federal as well before you can get the card, which is a whole nother conversation.
Yes, you have to be a Navy member, and you have to have a personal Navy checking account. Mm-hmm. You can't bypass it and just open a business account. You have to have a Navy personal and then open a Navy business and then apply.
Yeah. Now there's tons of hacks to becoming a Navy member. We're not going to talk about that on this episode because I don't want you reaching out to me, help me get in the Navy. I'm not going to help you get in the Navy. That's not what we're doing here.
I've made a short. It's in our playlist somewhere where
it's like one of our most viewed shorts on YouTube. Just go and click the popular tab, it'll pop up, and that gives you some info about how to become a Navy member.
Yeah.
All right, so some of the other specs about this card, it's got $0 annual fee, which is not bad, looking pretty good. No foreign transactions. It means you can use it overseas on vacation. Yep. But you only get 1x per dollar, which 1 point per dollar spent. I don't really like that. Some other cards, like obviously like Chase, the big boys. Obviously Navy's a credit union, right? They're a small guy, but the big cards, they'll give you like 3x if you spend on gas, or 5x if you use it on groceries. So not the best, but at the same time, Navy points don't go that far, period, anyway. They don't have transfer partners, things like that. So at best, you might be able to use the cash back, but I'm not completely sure.
Yeah.
So what are some other specs for this Navy Go Biz card?
Just like any other business card that's pretty popular, it doesn't report your personal credit. Which is
great. Yep.
If you did intend to make a big purchase and max out 25, you got 25, then that won't affect your personal credit or report to it. So FYI, that's like a huge thing as to why most people want to get business cards anyways.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about utilization.
Yeah,
utilization doesn't impact your score, which is beautiful. So I agree with that. That's the best thing about business credit cards in general. Credit bureaus. What bank does, or what bureau does Navy Fed pull from for this card? Or period?
Yeah. So for the business side of things, they pull from Experian.
Okay.
If you're talking about personal, they pull from TransUnion.
Nice.
So FYI, they pull from Experian, which makes it a lot easier to remove inquiries because it's one of the bureaus that is more inquiry removal friendly. Yeah. If you want to call it that. You can call it within 24 hours. You're going to have it removed if you know what you're doing.
Nice. And you also mentioned about going back to what you said earlier about the Navy member part. You must have a Navy Federal business account. This is a requirement if you want to get this card and get any type of limit to it. You want to make sure you have a business account, as well as the business must be 2 years old, or you must have banked with Navy for over a year. So this isn't like the traditional no doc loan plays where you can get it in a couple months or 6 months. like Navy, you got to build a relationship with them before they even offer this card.
Yep.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Yep. So like you said, relationship for 1 year and or your business has been established for 2 years.
That's correct. Yeah. And and this isn't a 0% interest card, right?
No. So the APR is around 17 to 18%, which that's pretty high if you ask me.
Yeah. And so those are some of the specs of this Go Biz card. Just going over. It's on some ways and cases, this is very similar to traditional business credit cards. The specific use case here is documentation can get you more. It's not 0%. It pulls from Experian, depending on the bank you're going to. It pulls from others. And you got to be a member. You have to be a member. It's different from if you go to a regular bank. Just got to open up an account and you'll be fine.
Yeah, Navy's pretty selective. But on the other hand, it's also easy to become a member. Again, watch the video and I explain how to become a member.
Yeah. So with that said, Suze, what do you recommend? We help business owners get funding all the time. Is this a card that you would recommend to a client when we're doing funding sequence? If we're talking about stacking, credit card stacking, should business owners and entrepreneurs have this card in their wallet?
No, I absolutely hate this card.
Strong words. Strong words.
And this is a hot take because there's Navy Fed loyalists till the grave. Like, we might get death threats because I'm saying this, but I honestly absolutely hate cards, period.
Hey, if you disagree, I want to hear it in the chat. I want to see it in the description. Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Let's fight it out.
And not just Navy, I absolutely hate business cards that don't have 0% introductory periods.
Yeah, we don't do interest over here. We're an interest-free household, interest-free company.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, so let's break this down. If you normally pay your credit cards down every month, then this is not a problem.
Yes.
But if you plan on investing and you plan on, making minimum payments on your credit cards, this is not the card for you because you're going to end up paying way more on interest than whatever it is you're trying to invest in.
Yeah.
All right. Just because you're getting business funding does not mean it's a smart business funding.
Yeah.
You have to be wise about it too.
Yes.
Right. Like you might be investing, but all your profits are going back to interest. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah. Especially when there are products out there that don't
offer 0%.
Yeah. 100%. Like Chase. Truist, Citizens. I mean, you can go down the line. Wells Fargo,
like again, just because it's business funding doesn't mean that it's good for your business. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go and get an MCA loan.
Yeah.
Why would I do that and pay back 50, 90%?
But that's a great thing that, and I think people need to take into account when you're choosing a funding partner, if you're choosing someone to walk you through how to access funding for your business, like you want to work with people that are going to keep your best interests in mind and give you the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the ethical, moral choice, but the idea and the concept is that like we're only going to refer things to our clients that are actually going to be beneficial to them. Now, at the end of the day, it's up to you. You do what you want to do. But I would never put a client, like can't even call it funding, especially when these other products exist. There's no way that a Navy Federal Go Biz card is the best option by any means. Just because it's easy to get doesn't mean it's something that you should strive for by any means. And honestly, it's harder to get this than it is to go from Chase. Like you gotta be a member and all that stuff.
You gotta have a member. You gotta have a personal checking. You gotta have a business checking, and then you gotta apply. And then you have to make sure you're a member for at least that's too much. Versus
you can go to Chase, and if you have your credit right and your LLC, you can get in and out of there for $75K, 0% interest in 30 days
with points that you can actually transfer to.
And they have a sign-up bonus for the card, which this card doesn't.
So again, I don't know. People might hate us because we said it.
This is our job. Our job is to educate the masses and let them know there's a lot of not misinformation, but people are not going to give you both sides of the coin. This, by all means, is a great Navy Federal business card product, but this isn't the best business credit card product. If you're looking for no doc loans for your business, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. So I always tell myself, like, would I do this? Would I get this card? No. So I would never recommend this card to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, we're business owners. Like, I would not do that.
Yeah. Now there are people that will charge you and help you get this card.
And like, wow. Like, you're getting charged to pay interest. Like, that's not even, that makes it make sense.
More power to you. But if you need help stacking business credit cards, but you actually like 0% interest, that's attractive, then you need to click the link in our description or click the pinned comment and work with us. Go to wholesomefinancials.com, apply to work with us, or shoot us an email. Right, some people that work with us or try to apply, they're not necessarily ready yet. Yep. But even still, we give you a way to contact us and reach out. Let us consult with you and let us put together an actual profitable funding sequence, so you don't just run to whatever the credit gurus and people are saying online. I'll be honest with you, a lot of people talking about this card don't do funding. Let's just be clear here. There's a lot of people on the internet that are talking up the card, but they're YouTubers that just talk about credit and credit products in general, which is nothing wrong with that because they're giving you the specs.
Like education, but like...
But if you're looking for strategy and advice, you need to go to a funding advisor. And that's what we are.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a difference from just telling you the facts about what the card does, and then there's people that actually get funding, right? So we help you get the funding. But again, if you're like, I don't care, I don't want to pay interest, I love this card, we will help you get the card.
What's wrong with you? I don't care, I want to pay interest. What's wrong with people?
That's literally what they're saying.
Hey, but you're right. We know people that are like, just give me the funding, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know, maybe we care too much, but like, it's just not smart. Like, I can't recommend it. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's a dumb move. So anyway, I think we're beating a dead horse here. But that's our take. Those are some of the specs on the Navy Federal Go Biz Card. We want to jump in the conversation and share our take, and hopefully this helps people. And then if you're interested or you got the card, wherever, or maybe you're in the middle of stacking, you're not really sure what to do or where to go next, come work with us, join our program, or sign up for a consultation. We would love to walk you through, tell you this are the next steps. These are the cards I recommend, and this is how you get them. Hopefully that helps. So that's that. That's the Navy Federal Go Biz section of this episode. Let's get into some podcast questions. I think you did
entrepreneur.
You did the entrepreneur. So here, you're gonna do the personal ones. I'll do the business ones.
Describe a time when your business and family collided and you had to choose. How did you navigate that moment?
A time where business and family collided. Man, I think it's, we work from home. We also homeschool our kids, which that is not for the weak. I'll just put it that way. I think there was a time where we do a lot of volunteer work. We do a lot of stuff with the community, and we had a meeting coming up, and we needed to figure out who was going to hop on to do this funding consultation. And so you and I had to figure out who's going to stay with the kids, and then who's going to do this, and trying to make that schedule work. And so, but I think that's the only time where that's where it collided, but we've never picked one over the other. But we'll always pick family first before the business, because at the end of the day, what are you doing it for, right? But we're also competitive. We want to grow the business, but man, we trust the Father with it. We give all praise and honor to the Most High for the blessing of our business and how far it's gotten. So I don't think there's anything that like it forced us to lose money or anything like that. Just shift and pivot. And because we don't have a big team, it's just us and the clients, then it also gives us a little bit more flexibility and dexterity to kind of move and be fluid when things come up. So, and even for the client side too. So that's probably what I say that.
That's good stuff. I do remember that day.
Yes. Yeah. That was tough. That was tough. Let's see. How do you think about cash flow versus net worth? Which one matters most to you in our business?
That's good. I think there's good in both. Because you need cash flow to pay bills, to invest back into the business, to live, right? But then also net worth is super important too, because we can buy like a big building, like a big commercial building, and we buy it for 500,000, and in 2-3 years the economy goes up and inflation, and all of a sudden it's worth $1 million. Mm-hmm. So now our net worth is $1 million plus.
Yeah.
So it's you need both.
But which one would be your primary priority? Like, which one would be your priority if you had to pick a double down or a cash out? Which one do you lean towards first?
I would say net worth.
I thought for sure you would pick cash flow.
Because we can always make money.
Wow, I thought for sure you would pick cash flow.
Like, if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, we'll make money. But
I am flabbergasted right now. I thought for sure you were going to pick cash flow. Even our past recent conversations about buying assets, and you're like, our cash flow is not hidden. And I'm like, so I'm confused.
No. What I'm saying is, you need both. So
not need both. Which one would you prioritize? Obviously, they're both important. But which one do you like? If I had to pick which in order, which one do you go with in order?
Yeah, net worth.
Okay, all right. You heard it.
Net worth. But I'm talking about investments, right? Like, you invest into something that's going to provide dividends in X.
We're just talking about which, them individually.
Net
so
worth.
Okay, all right. Hey, that's a good question. All right. No, that's good. Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out and participating. And again, if you're looking for funding for your business, go ahead and reach out to us. Click the link below or the pinned comment. Go to wholesomefinancials.com or shoot an email at info@wholesomefinancials.com. And we'd love to set up a call and work with you and see where you're at in your funding strategy and how we can help, whether it be, and if you're interested in thinking about getting the Navy Federal GO BIZ Card, just don't. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad thing. Obviously, if it fits your lifestyle, if it fits what you're trying to do, I say go for it. But we don't recommend it as funding experts. If you're specifically if you're acquiring this card to fund your business, there are easier options that are
super easy,
that have higher limits. Just work with a funding advisor and let them show you how to do it. Just like don't pay interest if you don't have to.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the next one.